Octopuses are very likely to rule the Earth because they not only possess extraordinary intelligence, but also have astounding regenerative capabilities. Even if a few of its tentacles are cut off by humans, an octopus can still survive once it returns to the ocean. It will quickly close off blood vessels to prevent blood loss. An octopus's intelligence is exceptionally high among invertebrates, even comparable to that of some vertebrates. If you put one in a glass jar, you wouldn't believe it could open the lid by itself. Octopuses also have excellent memory, capable of remembering maze routes to escape quickly. Octopuses possess about 500 million neurons, which is an important basis for their high intelligence. In comparison, a mouse, a mammal, only has 80 million neurons. An octopus's nervous system is highly developed, with one main brain and 8 auxiliary brains, and the neural cords in their 8 arms allow the arms to operate to some extent independently of the central brain. Although octopuses have high intelligence, their body size and physical capabilities limit their development. Even in the ocean, octopuses cannot reach the top of the food chain and certainly cannot rule the world. When you see an alligator frozen in the icy water with only its snout sticking out, you might think it's dead and try to rescue it. If you do, you'll likely get a nasty bite from the very much alive alligator. In fact, this is something alligators do often in the winter. As cold-blooded animals, an alligator's body functions are limited when temperatures drop. They need to go into a state of brumation, a type of hibernation for reptiles, to reduce energy consumption and survive the cold. They can stay in a frozen lake for months, and the reason their snouts are out is simple. Alligators breathe with their lungs and need to get oxygen from the air, even while brumating. They have to keep their nostrils above the ice to breathe. Having their snouts out also allows them to sense changes in their surroundings. This helps them react quickly if there's danger or a change in the environment. So, if you try to break the ice to save them, it's a very dangerous move. This is why you shouldn't bother turtles. Once they bite, turtles won't easily let go. See, even burning them with fire is useless. Actually, the reason turtles bite and don't easily let go is not only because their brains are small, but also because they are timid. Add external noise and fear, and they'll instinctively bite people for self-protection. Of course, they might also mistake a human finger for food. So, how can you make them let go? The first method is to put both your hand and the turtle into water. If that doesn't work, then pour water, preferably white vinegar, into the turtle's nose. Most turtles will let go at this point, so you must remind children not to carelessly tease turtles with their fingers. Getting bitten really hurts. So, do you have a better way to make a turtle let go? If you ever see a bee walking and what looks like it's pooping, don't mistake that for honey. Bees don't excrete honey from their rear ends, they regurgitate it. In reality, bees have 2 stomachs. One is a regular stomach, and the other is a special organ called a honey stomach, which is specifically for storing nectar. After a bee collects nectar, it returns to the hive and transfers the nectar mouth to mouth to the nearest worker bee. That worker bee then spits it into the mouth of the next one, and so on. This process is necessary because nectar needs enzymes from the bees' mouths to turn into honey. The enzymes in a single bee's mouth are limited, so it takes hundreds of bees working together to convert the nectar properly. After being passed around about 100 times, the processed honey is finally spit into a honeycomb cell. Finally, all the bees work together to fan their wings for over 7 days to evaporate the excess water, which makes the honey thick and sticky. So you could say that honey is essentially bee vomit. If you see the unusual behavior of a mouse chasing a cat on the road, you should immediately run away, because there's a high probability that the mouse's brain is already infected with Toxoplasma gondii. If a mouse consumes food contaminated with Toxoplasma gondii, they will not only lose their fear of their natural predators, but will even actively seek them out. In other words, the mouse becomes a puppet under the control of Toxoplasma gondii. This is because Toxoplasma gondii requires felines as its definitive host to reproduce, so it will actively approach and allow itself to be eaten by the cat. During this close encounter, Toxoplasma gondii has the opportunity to transfer into the cat's body. Therefore, cat owners, please pay attention. Always wash your hands promptly after cleaning the litter box, and never take this lightly. It's not a slow-motion replay. It's hard to imagine a cat's speed could be this fast. A cat's reaction time is approximately 60 milliseconds, allowing it to turn and jump within 0.1 seconds when encountering a threat. The reason it can easily dodge a snake's attack isn't due to preemption, but rather extremely fast neural reactions and explosive muscle power, reaching a state where it moves before its opponent even fully commits. In fact, a snake's attack speed is also very fast, averaging around 120 milliseconds, but compared to a cat, it's simply outclassed. As for humans, even with professional training, the fastest reaction time can only reach about 150 milliseconds. That's still 3 times slower than a cat. So, what animal has a faster reaction time than a cat? We have to mention the annoying fly. Its reaction time is only 30 to 100 milliseconds, and its compound eyes and airflow sensing capabilities allow it to take off and evade within 0.03 seconds. This is why it's already gone by the time you've barely lifted your hand.